Hello everyone, welcome to this 17th video on Python. In this video, we will see how we can create a beautiful scatter plot in Python and how we can add a few more things to the plot to make it more insightful. So let's start. The dataset used is the same sleep, health and lifestyle dataset available on Kaggle, and then there are few links to select the colors as well. This notebook will be available on GitHub. You can download it and use these links, and you can try it yourself creating the same plot. So let's start by loading the libraries here. So these libraries are loaded already here. I'm just running the cell again, and this data set is loaded again here. So after that, just few steps that we generally do. We keep the habit of doing the same. So we'll just take a look at the few of the rows here, the top five rows in fact, by using this head command. And then we will also take a look at the shape. So there are 374 rows and 13 columns. And we can also take a look at the data types here with this data.info uh, line of code. And we can also see if there are any null values present in the data set or not using dot isna dot sum. And with describe, you can get the mean, median, quartile 1 and quartile 3, those kind of values as well here for the numeric columns in the data set. Now let's start. So to build any scatter plot using this matplotlib library, we'll just start with, so these things were discussed in the earlier video as well. So we are starting with a figure size, and we are stating the background color to be white. And then this line of code, plot.scatter, in fact, creates this scatter plot which you are seeing below. But yeah, and here you can change the marker type. There are few options available, and you can change the marker type to create the plot as per your requirement. Okay, and then the size you can also change. So when I change the marker type from O to this less than sign, then you can see it's now a triangle shape. Similarly, we can change it to other shapes as well. And then this alpha is actually the transparency level. If you don't want any transparency here, then you make it 1, and now you can see that the scatter plot, it's quite deep. Okay, you can even change the color to blue so that it will look much better. You see, now it's all dark blue. So let's make it light green, and you can see how this way you can actually play with your scatter plot. But yeah, this is the start, and then you can add the title with plt.title at the top. Here also you can make the font bold as well, and you can change the color. You can add x label and y label, sleep duration. Here you can see x label, physical activity level, and then you can modify the ticks as well if required. So here I'm keeping rotation equal to 0, but yeah, you can change based on your requirement for this x axis and y axis. The other important thing is adding line. So here you can add this horizontal line, and you can specify that the line that you want is the median for this particular variable. So physical activity level we have, and the horizontal line here is at the median. You can change it to mean or other quantile as well. As you can see here, for this vertical line, I'm taking first quartile, which is 25th percentile. Okay, and then with plt.show, I have this scatter plot available. So there are two different ways you can look at this scatter plot. One is you can understand what is the relationship between these two variables, whether they are correlated or not correlated. That is one thing. The other thing is that you can even use it for segmentation of your data set as well. So for example, here, if I want to actually break these data set, so we have a few different kind of people whose data set is available here. So if you want to break it into four different segments based on physical activity level and sleep duration, this can also be shown on your scatter plot by these two lines, this vertical and horizontal line. So this segment here, which is at the top right, they are the segment with high sleep duration and high physical activity. This is the segment where you have the high physical activity but low sleep duration. This is the segment where you have low physical activity and low sleep duration. And this is the segment where you have low physical activity but high sleep duration. So this kind of segmentation also you can do. But yeah, we can further modify this plot if you want to actually highlight a few points on this particular scatter plot. So for example, maybe one particular id is very important here which you want to highlight on this scatter plot, that can also be done. Or even this horizontal and vertical line, if you want to add labels for them, that can also be done. So let's see how those changes can be made to this plot. So this part is we have already discussed. So now before adding the lines, actually we can create two variables. So here we have a median physical activity, which is just the median value of physical activity level, and quantile sleep duration is the sleep duration 25th quantile. Now when these two variables are created, while adding this horizontal and vertical line, we can refer to this variable, and then we can also use label argument. So there we can mention that this median physical activity is actually this, and the 25th percentile sleep duration is this value. So with these two changes, two lines of code actually, uh, you can add the labels as well. We'll see it after a few seconds. And if you want to highlight some specific points as well, so for example here we want to highlight people with sleep duration greater than 8 and physical activity greater than 80, we want to highlight them. So a separate highlight data frame is created first, and then this plt.scatter is again called again actually, and this time we are changing the color to red, so that it distinguishes these two points, or if there are n number of points, they distinguishes themselves from any other point on your scatter plot. So with that we can show them in a different color. But yeah, you can also add some IDs if they are outlier or some important points that you want to highlight. You can add their IDs or some other values as well here. So this is done using this loop here. So for I in range length of highlight, I'm just calling plt.text to highlight those particular point, and I want to show the person ID for these cases. And then I can also modify the font size or the color as per the requirement. And these labels are added here at this point, and this is available here. So median physical activity is 60, 25th percentile sleep duration is 6.4. So this way you can make your scatter plot more informative. So you can look at the relationship between the variables, you can segment your data into four different quadrants, and even you can highlight a few important points as per the requirement. So I hope you find this video useful. Do like the video, subscribe the channel, and share it amongst your friends. See you in the next video. Thank you.